Okay, it's been a little bit since I did a video. Last time I did a video was when the YouTube change was coming about, and now my page has officially changed. I can't say that I entirely hate it. I'm just not used to it yet. I thought that I had it all set up, so like the main page was the video that came up, like the big screen video. And then I went on my buddy's computer and viewed it from there, and then it went to like the featured page. And I really didn't like that. I want it to go to like the main page with the big video. Not sure how to get to that, but I keep messing around with it. I don't hate it, I guess. I really like the old format way better. But yeah, it's definitely different. It's not my favorite, so it is what it is. What I was out was at a hobby shop a few towns away from me. I think I mentioned in my previous videos that the local hobby shop that was really close to me had closed. While I was there, they had some older kits. They had this one, which is a Return of the Jedi Star Wars Y-Wing. It's a older Snap-Tite kit. Wasn't thrilled about that, but the overall kit itself was $18, I think, dollars. So I jumped on it because of the price, because I also picked up this kit here. The reason why I bought this kit is because I have, of course, the other kit that I'm working on, or, had planned to work on here, and I wanted the bigger one, and I saw this, and it's of course not the new release, it's the older one, but of course it is, the bigger version. So I'm excited about that. I got that. It's the older one. I don't know how different it is or anything like that. It does come with this stand that I actually think is really kind of cool. It looks kind of industrial looking. I don't know that I'll use it, but it is kind of cool. So I thought that was really cool. I got that. Put this aside. Over here. So I got that. It's a bigger kit, and I was excited about that. I had plans to try and light that model, but it turns out it's really kind of small, so I might try and light this one instead. That one is still kind of on the back burner right for now, just because I haven't really got around to it. I was finishing up the Enterprise C. Actually, let's talk about that for a minute. I was finishing up the Enterprise C, and I put the seal coat on the Enterprise C. Now, that would have been fine if I wasn't sick and I took my time. And what I did, and everyone should pay attention here, is you never want to do this. You never want to rush something when it comes to models, because I had gotten sick about a week or two ago, and I wanted to get the model done, and I wasn't feeling great, and I just sprayed this haphazardly, and I wasn't thinking, and I just put too much on, basically. It's my own fault. She was looking pretty good. Still looks pretty good overall. I don't hate it, but if you get in close here, you can tell that the let's see if we can get this in frame this way. You can tell that the seal coat ate away at the decals here and there pretty severely in some spots, right up front there especially. How much of that you can see. And areas where I had cut the decal, they separated. So my being thrilled about that was obviously I wasn't. But I have two options. I can either leave the model as it is, which it isn't terrible, or I can go with it. You know, I recently was watching a Model Man Tom video, and he was saying about mistakes and how it's good to make mistakes because you learn from them. And I basically made a mistake, and I put too much of the seal coat on here, and I was going to do it in very light coats, and I didn't, and because I put too much, it pretty much ate away at the decals, unfortunately. But because I made the mistake, I'm going to go with it. The Enterprise C, as featured in name of the show, yesterday's Enterprise, was a battle Enterprise. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weather this Enterprise to look as if it was battle worn. That's kind of what I think I'm going to do. So what I think I'll do is I'll take my airbrush and I'll take some masks and I'll tape off certain areas, I think with even just tethered tape, because if I rip tape down like that, you kind of get a real tethered look. You know, if you get that, and kind of just put that on areas where I have these lines, you know, on the just on the outskirts of the line on either side, and then spray down it, I might get a real tethered look. I might experiment and see what I can come up with. I also might cut some masks that look like I watched yesterday's Enterprise, and I saw you don't get a lot of the ship real detail up close, but you do see some of it. It's kind of in a web effect in some areas, especially on the bottom. So I might cut out some masks that look like that and spray them on there. I was also watching a video on rail cars recently where he had done some graffiti. It was a really great video, and he had taken pictures of graffiti, I believe, shrunk them down on his computer. I think this is what he did, I'm not sure, or he just got the picture, I'm not sure. Cut the mask out of the graffiti, laid it on the rail car, and proceeded to put all the details in, all with mask, and it looked great. It looked just like as you'd see as a graffiti on a rail car. So I want to try that sort of with just masks and areas of destruction basically here, and I think it'll work out well, as if on the saucer is where a lot of the battle damage was, and the nacelles here has a lot of the cracking and stuff that went on, so I think I can fill a lot of that in with just basically battle damage. Me, myself, I don't care for a battle damaged ship. When I build a ship, I want it to look clean and pristine, usually. But in this case, I think I'm going to try it. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be over the top. And as far as accuracy, that might be tough because I don't see a lot of pictures of it. It's hard to tell on the show, but I just take some creative license and go with it. So that might be that with the Enterprise C. Otherwise, she still looks pretty good. The haze, that look that I gave it, the matte coat, obviously was too much because I put too much matte on it. And I wish I had kept the nacelles glossy, which I might bring them back to a gloss just by masking those off and glossing them, because they looked better before. They still look good. I thought they were a little bit more poppy before, not sure. But I'm going to probably do some other things with this model, but for the most part she did come out pretty good. I like the model. It displays pretty fairly well. It's just if you get up close you'll see all the inconsistencies. And I think I can hide the inconsistencies with battle damage, so I might try that. So that's kind of the Enterprise C. I guess I thought I had it complete, but maybe not. This Y-Wing is pretty cool. Like I said, it was a snap-tie kit, but it's really kind of rather detailed. It's a nice little kit. I don't know how much of the detail you can see there, but she's pretty detailed for a tiny little kit. And I always like the construction of the Y-Wing. So I think this will be fun to put together and see what it looks like in the end. Paint schemes I'm not too sure about. I think it's not too terribly difficult. I don't know that it comes with a lot of decals or anything. There's the sprues there, kind of a interesting looking kind of a see-through base, which is pretty cool. It's actually a really cool base. I like that. The instructions, a little bit of decals. Oh, they do have the decals for the scheme on the front here that they depict on the box. Oh, sorry, I'm not referring. They do have the decals that they depict for the scheme that they get here on the front of the box. And there's a little weathering here and there on it, but it's small, so might not go crazy with that. But a little bit of decals, the sprues. This kit is old. It's from, we got a date. Let's see, oh, this is from '84. This is definitely old. Yeah, even the instructions and everything are kind of yellowed. It's really basic. The Y-Wing, like I said, I really enjoy the construction of it. They had a few other kits, but I didn't have the money to go crazy. Some advertisements for some other kits. And this is really old stuff. Pretty cool. See this? From back in the day. So that's pretty neat. This other kit, the Star Trek AMT kit, I think it's from from right around the anniversary time, because there's a neat little 25th anniversary sticker inside that I thought was pretty neat, and that's actual sticker. I'm sure you can apply it to most anything. And just some other stuff here is this is an addendum. Klingon Battlecruiser note. Parts called out as plated are not to be painted silver chrome. Chrome or may be treated with metallized something paint system, metallic appearance. I'm not sure what that's about. Does it come with chrome pieces, or maybe it was supposed to and they were telling you to chrome them? That's interesting. Join the Star Trek fan club, which I'm sure that's not exactly valid anymore. I'm sure the fan club still exists, but I don't know if it's the address or anything. The instructions, these are pretty old. So, pretty cool. I'll be enjoying putting that together. I know TrekWorks is building one of these right now. That's a big resin kit. I couldn't tell you offhand who makes the kit. I know it's one of those garage resin kits, and really, really, really cool. So if you want to see that, go check that out. TrekWorks channel. I believe it's faved on my channel, or not faved, or in my playlist, or whatever you call that. Leaving all kinds of parts out of the box. Don't want to do that. So that's really cool. Another thing I've been looking at recently is Steve Nail did, I don't know if his auction is up yet or not, but he built an Enterprise B that came out really, really, really cool. It has a lot of detail, and he's going to be auctioning that off, so check that out. I know TrekWorks also did an Enterprise B recently. It's not quite as involved as Steve Neal's, but it's also very, very cool. I also have the Enterprise B, but after watching their builds, I can see that it's kind of involved, so that's a little intimidating. But I'll definitely be checking their channels for some tips that they used for their models doing mine. some of the I might actually get some of the aftermarket decals because it looks absolutely necessary. It's unfortunate the AMT models that are coming out now, you actually have to go and buy like another $30 or $40 expansion decal pack, which is terribly unfortunate because you already spent, you know, a good amount of money on the model. So it's too bad that the decals aren't coming with the models to begin with. I think that they were, and then they kind of wised up and said, hey, we can hold these back and make more money and sell them. But there's other people out there making the decals and selling them too. So you know, you can fight the man on that one. The industry, man. So that's it for now. Wanted to get back, do a video on the new channel, so check back and we'll be getting more on a new build.